Hey, it's Scandinavian Bob here with a video about how to get into a state of flow, or the zone as many people call it. This is something we all could find very useful because studies have shown that when we are in a state of flow, our productivity can increase by over 200%. Now, who wouldn't want that? And I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to enter the flow state in just a moment, but first, let's take a short look at what the flow state really is. By the way, do not skip any of the coming 5 steps because that would seriously reduce your chances to achieve a good state of flow, so make sure to watch the whole video. So, the flow state is a mental state where you are almost like a superhuman. Now, that might sound silly, but it's actually no joke. You see, when you are in a state of flow, your sense of time disappears and you are extremely focused and concentrated. It's like you have a laser-like focus on the task you are doing in combination with a strong pull, a drive to get it done. Studies show that what happens when we are in the zone is that the ego disappears. When this happens, all the annoying self-criticism, self-consciousness and worrisome thinking takes a complete rest, and thus leaving a lot of energy and brain power on the task we are performing, and this will skyrocket our results. So this happens in part because of something called transient hypofrontality. Transient means temporary, hypo means little, and frontality refers to the activity in the front part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. So to translate all this, it means a temporary shutdown of the prefrontal cortex. And here's the deal. It is in your prefrontal cortex where your ego lives, your sense of self, and where all the self-monitoring, planning, worrying, and self-consciousness happens. So that's the first thing that happens during the state of flow. And then another thing that has to happen is that there has to be the exact right balance between the neurotransmitter norepinephrine and dopamine. So those are some physical things that happen during flow, and I'm sure most of you recognize this state, and many of you have probably experienced times in your life where you lost all sense of time and your productivity and concentration were on fire. Sometimes this just happens on its own, but how do we trigger it to help the brain get into this state? Well, there is no surefire way of making it happen all the time, but there are a few things we can do to make it much more likely to happen, and here they are. Step 1. When you go to bed the night before the day you would like to get into the flow state, you should spend at least 5 minutes thinking about the task you are going to do tomorrow. Just visualize yourself doing it without having any worry or expectations. Don't underestimate this because according to experts, this will prepare your subconscious mind, and while you are doing the sleeping during the night, it will start working to help your brain be more receptive to enter the zone the following day. Do not underestimate this. Step 2, and this is also very important. When you wake up on the day you wish to get into the zone, do not check your email, Facebook, or any other social media platforms the first thing you do. According to the expert Maximilian Gutzler, this would significantly reduce your chances of being able to get into the flow state later that day. You see, checking email or Facebook notifications tends to get us into a loop of constant checking and being on our guard, and this state of mind will nag the brain for the rest of the day, even if you don't realize it. Step 3. Drink a cup of coffee and a cup of green tea. Yes, you heard me right, we need both here. And the reason for this is that we need the caffeine from the coffee and the amino acid L-theanine from the green tea, as they are both going to help us enter the zone. Now, green tea also contains caffeine, but the amount is so low, so that's why we need to combine it with coffee. If you have matcha green tea, then that's even better because matcha tea contains 4 times more L-theanine than regular green tea. And needless to say, if you don't drink coffee, there are caffeine pills you can buy for just a couple of bucks. And the same goes for the tea. There are L-theanine supplements if you hate green tea. Personally, I use the matcha green tea because I like that. Okay, step 4. After getting the caffeine and the L-theanine, you should do 20 to 25 minutes of physical exercise. Don't go any longer and don't make it shorter. This is just enough to create exercise-induced transient hypofrontality. And now you are pretty close to being optimally set up for entering a flow state. You're almost there, just one more important step to go. Step number 5. After the exercise, you should not wait long before starting the task you want to be doing. Make sure to get rid of all distractions. Shut the TV off, turn off the music and shut off your smartphone. And lastly, but maybe the most important thing, let go of all expectations. Completely let go of the outcome. If you enter the task with feeling the need to do a perfect job, then chances are it won't work. The same goes if you enter the task jumping up and down thinking, I wonder if I will get into the state of flow. I wonder, will I? Well, if you are doing it like that, you are reactivating your prefrontal cortex, and you shouldn't be doing that right now. So no, just let go of all expectations. When you have done all the steps leading up to the task, just jump straight into it. Jump into it, let go of everything and let the autopilot take over. And that is how you enter the state of flow. Alright, that's it for today. If you found this informative, then please consider subscribing for more videos. Also, comment something under this video if you have any requests, and let me know what subject you would like me to talk about in my coming videos. Oh, and one more thing, press the little bell icon under the video to make sure you get notified every time there's a new video coming out. This is Scandinavian Bob signing out. Keep going and stay strong.